Are your harvests consistently underperforming, even when your pH levels are perfect? What if I told you that the secret to massive yields lies far beyond the pH scale? In this comprehensive guide, we're diving deep into the unseen soil factors that are silently crushing your crops and revealing the simple solutions you need for a truly robust harvest. As fellow gardeners, we've all been there. You've diligently tested your soil pH, adjusted it to that magical 6.0 to 7.0 range, applied your fertilizers religiously, yet your plants still struggle. Your tomatoes produce lackluster yields, your leafy greens bolt prematurely, and your root vegetables remain stubbornly small. The frustration is real, and the answer isn't found in another pH test kit. The pH trap. Why you're missing the bigger picture. Let's be honest. The gardening world has developed an almost obsessive relationship with pH testing. Walk into any garden center and you'll find dozens of pH meters, test strips, and adjustment products lining the shelves. While soil pH is undoubtedly important, treating it as the holy grail of soil health is one of the most common mistakes both home gardeners and commercial farmers make. pH does tell us something valuable. It indicates the acidity or alkalinity of our soil and affects nutrient availability. When pH is too high or too low, certain nutrients become chemically bound and unavailable to plants regardless of how much fertilizer you apply. However, pH is merely a snapshot, a single data point in an incredibly complex underground ecosystem. It's like judging a symphony by listening to only one instrument. The real challenge lies in understanding that invisible forces are constantly at work beneath our feet. These forces can make your carefully calibrated pH readings almost irrelevant. You might have perfect pH, but if your soil structure is compromised, your microbial community is depleted, or your mineral balance is out of whack, your plants will continue to struggle despite your best efforts. The hidden architects, soil structure and compaction. Imagine trying to breathe through a straw while running a marathon. That's essentially what your plants experience when dealing with poor soil structure. Soil structure refers to how individual soil particles bind together to form aggregates, creating the pore spaces that allow air, water, and roots to move freely through the soil profile. When soil becomes compacted, these vital pore spaces collapse, creating an underground traffic jam that, well, severely limits root development and nutrient uptake. Your plants might be sitting in perfectly pH-balanced soil rich with nutrients, but if their roots can't penetrate deeply or access oxygen, they'll remain stunted and unproductive. Here's where you can become a soil detective in your own garden. Try the simple screwdriver test. After a light rain or watering, attempt to push a long screwdriver into various areas of your garden. If you encounter significant resistance or can't penetrate more than a few inches, you're dealing with compaction issues. Another revealing test is the percolation observation. Dig a hole about a foot deep and fill it with water. If the water sits there for more than a few hours without draining, your soil structure needs attention. The good news is that soil structure can be dramatically improved through practices that work with nature rather than against it. No-till gardening methods preserve the delicate network of fungal threads and earthworm tunnels that naturally create soil aggregation. Cover cropping with deep-rooted plants like daikon radish or crimson clover acts as living tillers, breaking through hardpan layers while adding organic matter. These approaches, honestly, revolutionize water infiltration and air movement, creating the foundation for robust plant growth that no amount of pH adjustment can achieve on its own. The microbial metropolis, your unseen workforce. Beneath every square foot of healthy soil lies a bustling metropolis of microorganisms more diverse and numerous than the population of major cities. We're talking about billions of bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and other microscopic life forms that work tirelessly as your garden's unseen workforce. These organisms are the true architects of soil fertility, conducting an intricate dance of nutrient cycling, disease suppression, and plant communication that makes synthetic fertilizers look, well, pretty crude by comparison. Consider the mycorrhizal fungi, often called the wood wide web of the soil. These remarkable organisms form symbiotic relationships with plant roots, extending their reach by up to 1,000 times through thread-like networks. In exchange for plant-produced sugars, these fungi deliver water and nutrients directly to plant roots, including phosphorus that would otherwise remain locked in the soil. They also produce compounds that improve soil structure and protect plants from pathogens. Unfortunately, our well-intentioned gardening practices often devastate this microbial community. Synthetic fertilizers, while providing quick nutrition, can disrupt the delicate balance of soil organisms. High-salt fertilizers can actually kill beneficial bacteria, while excessive nitrogen can cause plants to reduce their investment in mycorrhizal partnerships. Pesticides and fungicides, even those labeled as safe, can have unintended consequences on the soil food web. Fostering a thriving microbial community requires a shift in mindset from feeding plants directly to feeding the soil ecosystem. Composting transforms kitchen scraps and yard waste into microbial gold, introducing diverse organisms while providing the organic matter they need to thrive. Most gardeners are familiar with the NPK trio, that's nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, but focusing solely on these macronutrients is kinda like trying to build a house with only bricks, and just forgetting about the mortar, nails, and all those foundation materials. Plants, well, they require a symphony of minerals to really function optimally. Micronutrients like boron, zinc, copper, manganese, iron, and molybdenum, they play some crucial roles that honestly can make or break your harvest. Boron deficiency, for example, can cause hollow stem and broccoli blossom end rot in tomatoes and poor fruit set across many crops. Zinc deficiency leads to stunted growth and delayed maturity, while copper deficiency can result in poor disease resistance and reduced yields. These micronutrients are needed in just tiny amounts, but their absence creates bottlenecks that limit plant performance no matter how abundant the major nutrients might be. Water management in the garden, it involves much more than simply keeping plants from wilting. The relationship between soil, water, and plant roots is a delicate balance that affects everything from nutrient transport to oxygen availability. Many gardeners unknowingly sabotage their efforts by focusing on irrigation frequency rather than truly understanding their soil's water-holding capacity and drainage characteristics. So, true soil health emerges from the integration of all these factors working in harmony. pH remains important, but, it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle. When soil structure is optimized, microbial communities are thriving, mineral balance is achieved, and water management is sound, pH often naturally moves toward favorable ranges as the soil ecosystem matures and stabilizes. The journey towards soil health is not about quick fixes or silver bullets. It's about understanding and supporting the complex web of life beneath our feet. Every gardening decision, from the amendments we choose to the cultivation practices we employ, either supports or disrupts this underground ecosystem. By shifting our focus beyond pH and embracing a holistic approach to soil health, we unlock the true potential of our gardens and create growing environments that produce abundant, nutritious harvests year after year. Remember, healthy soil is not just the foundation of successful gardening, it's an investment in the long-term productivity and sustainability of your growing space. The time and effort you invest in understanding and improving these unseen soil factors will, honestly, pay dividends in the form of healthier plants, better yields, and more resilient gardens that can weather whatever challenges nature brings. Don't forget to subscribe to Smart Garden and share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to move beyond pH and discover the true secrets of soil health. Your garden and your harvests will thank you for taking this deeper dive into the fascinating world beneath your feet.